Hello everybody, what's happening? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some astrological inspiration and information that I hope lands somewhere deeply in your heart to alter your week in the best way possible. Yep. That's my prayer. We're going to start here on Monday, February 5th, 2024. Welcome. Welcome back to all the wonderful, wonderful riders, those that have been riding with Sonja Marie and Wordlife Astrology for so long. I'm so grateful for you. I really, really am. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes and the hearts that you put down in the comments. I see you, and I see you nudging a sister along to continue to do this work that we do. My ancestors and guides and spirit on high for sure. I appreciate you appreciating me. And for those that are new to my channel, thank you. Welcome. Come on in. Grab a drink, sit back, relax, and let this crazy Yonkers girl fill you up with some good energy. At least that's my prayer for sure. Before you get on out of here, hit that like button, okay? And subscribe and share this information with like souls. Possibly, maybe they can feel just as good as you do. Today is Monday. That's right, February 5th, like I said, and the moon is in Sagittarius. I do like when the moon is in Sag, y'all. I kind of do. Why? Because Sag has a way of keeping things going for sure, because it's the fastest sign of the zodiac, the most energetic sign, but it's also the most happy-go-lucky, the most positive, the most exhilarating sign that's out there. And what I mean, when the moon is in Sag, we get all of this on us. Understand this. This is a day to seek the possibilities. This is a day to teach as well as to learn. This is a day in which emotionally we can be connected to possible return. Stay optimistic out this mug. Know that life is handing you exactly what you set it up for. It's a reflection, that is life. So whatever you putting into it, it's coming back. Just be really patient. And the moon in Sag says, be happy. Just keep smiling. Also today, Mercury, the planet of strategizing, communicating, and that's speaking as well as listening. Planning, the genius, the intellect in us all is going into the sign of Aquarius. Now, that's interesting. Why? Because we're already in Aquarius season with the sun being in Aquarius. Now, Mercury is going to go into Aquarius. We are all affected by these transit, y'all. So when Mercury goes into Aquarius, we are being plagued to think more innovatively. We are being plagued to think more in a detached way. But before I go on, let me put a little caveat to that. Detachment can come off as being cold too. So if we say things that are unlike how we would say things, meaning like we get to the point, it seems a little detached, it's a little bit more controlled and has less emotion on it. Understand this, the things that we say, please don't take it to heart. Mercury in Aquarius is about getting to business, but not only getting to business, but getting to business for the people. Mercury in Aquarius feels like I got to think of all these things to save the world. That's dramatic, but it's really true on some level. So the bottom line is that it doesn't have time, Mercury in Aquarius, and all things that we think. We don't necessarily have time to put in the love bombing, the cotton candy, the smooge and the mooge. No, it's about time to get to what we need to get to and execute with a plan that's efficient and that's realistic. And in the ways in which it can garner some type of results. Here's the thing though, that Mercury in Aquarius is being conjuncted by Pluto today. That's a big freaking deal. Why? Because everything that I just mentioned in regards to Mercury being prompt with this genius idea, also a little bit of arrogance, so cuidado, be careful of that, but also confidence. Confidence and arrogance, they kind of border each other. The bottom line is that Mercury in Aquarius is sitting right alongside Pluto. They're agreeing. And Pluto, I like to say, is the Tasmanian devil. Pluto likes to destroy and whip things up just because. Why? It needs to create something different. Pluto is about transformation. It's about power. It's about being a bully. It's about being forceful in a way in which it will destroy things and never ever be the same. So are our thoughts in conjunction with these powerful ways in which we need to destroy things in our lives? That's a real question. Maybe all of a sudden today you woke up saying, you know what? I got the plan, Stan. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm moving to Istanbul. I'm moving to Yonkers. I'm moving to, I don't know, where you want to move to. To Maui. I'm making the plan because I feel powerful in that way. And I need to transform some things in my life that will prove worthy in a little while. Like for real, this is a big deal. It's also about speaking word to power. So the things that you say, you got to follow up with it. The things that you are thinking and the plans that you are conjuring up this week, especially today on Monday, you got to follow up with it because on some level, you are becoming your own accountability partner. How about that? It's time for you to check yourself for real, especially in the mind first, because what we know to be true, what we know we can put a real viable plan to can actually roll out in the best way possible because there's vibrations behind it. Okay, well, enough of that. On Tuesday, the moon goes into Capricorn for show, and it will absolutely sextile Saturn. You might look a little cold, yet productive, and establishing some harsh boundaries in order to march on and keep it going. Yes, the moon in Capricorn says, again, we don't have any time to cry. We don't have time to sit around and babysit people. We have to be responsible. The moon in Capricorn will shift our feeling tomorrow when it comes out of Sagittarius, this happy-go-lucky, kind of irresponsible ways of being into a very responsible, hardcore emotional body tomorrow when the moon goes into Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn again will be in harmony, which is a sextile, with Saturn that says, yes, let's be serious emotionally about the things that we have to roll out in order to be disciplined, in order to get things done. Also, Saturn is in Pisces, which means that our disciplines and our boundaries can have a way of altering and moving and adjusting according to what it is you need in your life. Pisces energy is very pliable, very shape-shifting. So maybe tomorrow the moon in Capricorn says we got to be responsible about one or two of things. And Sag says, okay, well, you can bend your boundary line just a touch in order for us to be responsible. Meaning, if I need to be responsible and take care of these books, take care of the things that I need to do, maybe I need to call a person or reach out to somebody that I haven't reached out to in a long time because I haven't reached out to them because I thought maybe they would cross over my boundary. Saturn says, reach out to them, extend your boundary, but keep your eye on the things and the people that want to destroy you or at the very least talk shit about you. Ooh, I hope that makes sense. It's time to be pliable and know that we have established a sure-footed way of doing things and who we are, especially with Saturn being in Pisces for so long. But when that moon in Capricorn comes in tomorrow, it says, be in control of the boundaries that may shift and always keep your eye on God. Always keep your eye on spirit. Saturn in Pisces. Also Tuesday, if we know this to be true, to stay accountable for our actions, for our emotions, to be serious about where we're going, about the mountain that we're climbing. Again, moon in Capricorn, it trines Jupiter in Taurus. That's a good thing. I love the universe in this way, is that it sets us up. When we pay attention to one vibration and utilize that to the best of its ability, the next vibration, it can actually offer up some rewards. It's not enough to get our panties in a bunch about some stuff that we want to or cannot do. It's more about you stopping and asking the question, why do we have to make an adjustment? Why do we have to move? Why do I have to consider a person that I don't necessarily want to work with any longer? Mom, maybe they have some insightful information and you don't have to be best friends with them. Maybe just a question is necessary. I hope this is making sense. Because your rewards, your happiness, your joy is on the line. And oftentimes when the moon in any vibration, in any sign, gets a hold of something and goes with our joy, Jupiter, goes with our abundance, Jupiter, goes with opportunities that are coming in, we can alley-oop. We can take that moon in Capricorn and go, oh, I'm supposed to be controlled. Oh, I can pull back a little bit on my emotion and just utilize a person. Utilize a situation, because that's what Moon in Capricorn does. Utilize an opportunity to what? Get that Jupiter coin, to get those possibilities, those opportunities. Please don't discount the fact that the Moon in Capricorn says get practical enough. Become more effective in your own emotional life by being controlled on some level, managing your emotional responses so you can get your blessing. Jupiter. Do y'all get that? That's a mouthful, but I hope you did. On Wednesday, the moon stays in Capricorn, right? And then this time it will trine Uranus. Because Uranus, the planet of innovation, shifts, sudden changes, the uniqueness of things, and the weather, by the way. Uranus deals with an opportunity to see things in a different, unique type of way. In Taurus, it wants to bring us a better quality of living. Understand that. Uranus just doesn't want to shake us and shift us and surprise us with things to throw us off and make us emotional. Uranus says, I need y'all to shift so you can have a better quality of life. And while you're doing that with the moon in Capricorn, be serious about that thing. Example, maybe for instance, on Wednesday, you get a call that says, hey, we don't have time for you to sit around. You got to make a decision about X, Y, and Z. This is going to offer up a better quality of living, but you got to be bold about it right now. The moon in Capricorn says, uh-oh. First of all, the moon in Capricorn gets afraid instantly because that's just Capricorn energy. It gets pessimistic before it gets optimistic. But the bottom line is that you can utilize that slight pessimism and say, wait, let me manage my emotions. Let me recognize what I'm in control of. Let me take account of what I've been responsible for. And then I can adhere to the shifts that are coming in. Yes, I'll make the decision to move in this way because my nose is clean and I've been doing my work. And it's time to reach the top of the mountain. You get that? Possibly, maybe you are one of the two who has been sitting in your emotions, kind of covering your head with a blanket or two, not wanting to be judged, not wanting people to control you, or not knowing how to control you and manage your own emotions. When these shifts come through Uranus, when these shifts come through innovation, you don't necessarily know how to handle it. Get it together. Get it together, y'all. And here's the get together part. Know that God lives within you, that you can trust any decision that needs to be made, because anything that you have done to this moment in time, you are ready for. You are ready for any changes and new lives that are coming your way. I know that. I know that we've been prepared. So don't get your panties in a bunch, all right? It's time to shift. Come on now. Venus is trining Uranus too on the very same day. On Wednesday, Venus brings money, y'all. Venus brings love. Venus brings quality of life, new female connections. Venus is all female, by the way. So it could be new female connections with your mother, with your sisters, with your female cousins, you know. Venus brings beauty. Did I say love? And passion as well. Venus will trine Uranus on Wednesday, which means that any of the shifts that you can identify, any of the shifts that the moon in Capricorn can manage, See the climb, Capricorn energy of ambition, see the climb, agree to it, go with the shift, make the decision. Venus says, if you do that thing, possibly maybe I'd allow the love to show up in your life. Possibly maybe I allow the money to show up in your life. Possibly maybe and quite instantly, you will see an increase of the quality in your life. Venus trining Uranus. Now, you may not know how it's going to come because with Uranus, things happen like a surprise. You can be sitting there scratching your butt, eating peanut butter and jelly, minding your business, and the next thing you know, a knock comes on the door, and it's the janitor. He's a new janitor, but he looks good, like Fabio. I have no idea why Fabio came in my mind. And if you are young and you don't know who Fabio is, it's okay. But imagine a man's hair flowing in the wind and it slows down to slow motion. And all of a sudden, it's a romantic scene. You was just minding your business with peanut butter in your mouth. And now you got a romantic scene because that's how Venus trine and Uranus shows up. Love comes out of nowhere, especially when you're ready. You ready? And on Wednesday, how about this? Mars sextiles Neptune. Mars sextile and Neptune says, get on the fast train with your imagination. Ooh wee! I love Neptune. It's absolutely one of my favorite planets. I think I've said that before. Neptune brings music and art and imagination and a little delusion and confusion sometimes and escapism, but it is that planet that connects you to the voices and the connection of spirit, the voices of your ancestors, of your intuition. Neptune says, I hear you even when you're not saying anything. So when Neptune is in a great harmonic position with Mars, Neptune is like, am I being heard? Mars says, yup. And as a matter of fact, I'm already on the bus. Because Mars is about action, about motivation. Mars is about sex. Ooh, that's a nice day to get down and dirty with some really innovative, imaginative, heart-busting lovemaking on the real. What day is that? But Mars with Neptune is like, yeah, take those ideas and the imagination and the songs that you have again and put legs on it. Do not be afraid to dream the wildest dreams because there's propulsion behind it that wants to say go. You may think it's crazy. You may even feel slightly secure about it, but go. Even though it's in the ethers and nobody heard of the thing, but go. Remember, Uranus is being aspected this week too. Uranus is the weirdo. Neptune is Uranus's cousin in a sense. Like, I know you weird, but I'm really weird because nobody gets to see me. Uranus says, don't worry about it, cuz I got you. You be weird, I be weird. We put Mars on that thing and everybody is moving and grooving to the weirdo song. On Thursday, things start to change up a little bit. The moon goes from Capricorn into Aquarius, preparing us for that new moon in Aquarius soon, right? On Thursday, that moon in Capricorn, before it goes into Aquarius, will conjunct Mars in Capricorn. Ready, set, go, let's go. Let's go. The day before, they were setting it up anyway. Neptune was saying, I'm telling you, get that dream. That dream that's been harboring, those ideas that you have, I'm putting Mars on it. Because when we wake up Thursday morning, the moon in Capricorn will sit right and nice with Mars. So the moon, the feeling when we wake up on Thursday is in alignment with the motion. Now you know you can do a thing. Now you are convinced. Now you feel responsible to do that thing because the moon in Capricorn says it's your job. It's your duty. Execute what you need to execute. And Mars says, all right, I got it. I'm already on it. I've been there. Also on Thursday, the sun squares Uranus. Is your ego second guessing the changes that you need to make? The sun being in Aquarius will challenge Uranus being in Taurus. So the bottom line is that the sun energy may think it knows it all. Because Mercury went into Aquarius at the beginning of the week, because there's a new moon in Aquarius about to come up, because we're in Aquarius energy and the sun, Aquarius energy, is squaring up Uranus, that's like 3-1, right? In a sense, Uranus is being punked this week again. Why? Because Uranus again wants to bring the shifts. It wants to push us into the new. It wants to wake us up about humanity, about the possibilities, about the things that you've already conjured that sometimes I think we're blind to see. Squirrel, sometimes I think we sit back and forget about the work that we've done. Have you ever done that? Have you ever sat back and pulled out all your old photos and your old flyers of the shows that you've done, or your old certificates or your degrees or thank you notes or anything from out of your boxes and go, wow, last 10 years I've been doing something. There may be time for you to sit and do this week somewhere here. Why? It's because there's an innovator in you that says you've already done it and you can do more. Don't allow your ego, your know-it-all attitude, and your fear of being detached from people and communities and situations and places and spaces that don't necessarily agree with your newness. Don't be thrown off by that, it says. You have recreated yourself over and over and over again. You'll continue to do it again because you got that in you, because you're God's child. On Thursday, the moon will conjunct Pluto and the moon will conjunct Mercury. There we go. The moon, when it goes into Aquarius, it will conjunct, which means be in the same sign as Pluto. It will conjunct, which means be in the same sign as Mercury. So again, Aquarius takes on the idea that it knows it all and it can become arrogant, or it can stay with confidence. Stay with the latter. Be confident about who you are and listen effectively to those that come around you with some awesome but unrelated ideas or examples or opinions. The bottom line is that you do know who you are and you are genius for yourself. The arrogance will allow you to shut down your listening ability. We can't do that. We can't afford that because we have to hear everything that's around us, the good, the bad, and the different. The bottom line is that we have to find a way to listen while knowing who we are. To say, you know what, that's a great idea, but it doesn't apply to me at this time. I'm not getting the butterflies in my heart and in my stomach when you say that thing. Maybe that's something I have to evolve to, or maybe that's something that will never, ever apply to me. But keep listening as opposed to shutting people out and going, you don't know me, you don't know who I am, and bringing up the arrogance. That's all. Keep on moving with love and with light. At the end of Thursday, that moon in Aquarius will square Jupiter. The thing about it, if you stay in those arrogant spaces and places, again, it cuts your coins off. Jupiter is abundance, is skittles, opportunities, culture and philosophy, different ways of seeing culture and philosophy, education. Jupiter is the smallest piece of delight that you can come across a day that will just make your day the best ever. Maybe, possibly, if you stay in those arrogant places and spaces, you won't even see that little bit of delight. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve it. So if it doesn't work for you, if any ideas and information doesn't work for you, don't necessarily close it down. Just say thank you and stay open with your chest, your whole heart. On Friday, here we go. The new moon goes into Aquarius. This is a big deal. At 5:59 a.m. Eastern Time. Here's the deal about this new moon in Aquarius, because new moon in Aquarius, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this is Aquarius's week, y'all. New moon in Aquarius opens up new opportunities, new emotional opportunities, new karmic opportunities, new relationships with women, possibly, maybe, that are new allies, that are new friends, that give you a new sense of humanitarianism, that bring humor and lightheartedness to you. I like to say Aquariuses are the best ones to talk a lot of mess, prayerfully without hurting anyone's feelings, but they have a way of being witty. So new ideas of being witty and keeping things light and detached is what this new moon in Aquarius offers up. It also offers up new opportunities to be attached again. A lot of us have been isolated. Squirrel, laying back, not being bothered with people, keeping hard boundaries to the point where you don't even want to have conversations with folks. Truly, because you don't want people to destroy your peace. understandably. However, we need each other. And however, we have to learn how to communicate with one another in order to give and get with each other needs and wants. So your boundaries and your isolation is not good enough to hold for the bigger picture. So get to learning, New Moon in Aquarius says, how to emote and to convene with people again by being detached and giving people their space, giving people their respect, but at the same time, not being isolated and becoming a recluse. Because after a while, you won't know how to say hello to folks. I mean, did you see the game last night? That awkward social feeling. Don't let that come on you, okay? All right, boo-boo. So bring in new opportunities to be more Aquarian on Friday. That's the order of the day. This is tricky, though. That new moon in Aquarius is going to square Uranus. You see a pattern this week? Uranus is being named a lot. Aquarius is being named a lot. And Uranus is in Taurus. It does not like Aquarian energy. That is a square, 90 degrees away from each other. Squares are necessary to help us grow. It's not enough to say, oh, that's just hard. I don't want to deal with it. No. When we are plagued with squares, and if I mention any of them for this week, pay attention to this definition. When we mention squares, we get an opportunity to see both sides of a situation and take the best out of both sides, as opposed to abandoning the situation. So the bottom line on Friday, with this new moon Aquarius offering up some new acquaintances, some new ideas, some new ways of thinking and being confident, of being detached, but being in the community. It's going to square up these new surprises possibly that can come in that offer a better quality of life. Possibly maybe we have to be decisive, make decisions to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do on that day. I have to be really quick about knowing who I am and what's the best route for me, as opposed to acting arrogant and being mad about making these decisions, as opposed to pulling back and saying, that's you make the decision, I'm just gonna be ghost. Because Aquarius doesn't like confrontation. No, ma'am. No, sir. Hard decisions are going to be asked of us to make this week so we can get our Jupiter, so we can get our blessings, so we can get these switches. Uranus, so we can live our authentic, unique life. Uranus. You get that? That new moon is squaring Uranus to invite some new Aquarian information, some new age information that can benefit our quality of life, that can benefit the changes that are happening. I hope you understand that. And on Saturday, happy Chinese New Year. It is the new year of the dragon. That's right, the wood dragon, that's for sure. And it brings in some aggressive energy that wants to take over us, some aggressive energy that wants us to get our rewards that we've been working for so very long. I say bravo and happy Chinese New Year. However, be really, really careful that you don't get caught up in challenges and or chaos in your pursuit to get what it is that you desire. On that day, on Saturday, Mercury will square up Jupiter. The plans, the conversations, Mercury in Aquarius will square Jupiter in Taurus. The plans, the conversations, the understanding of a thing may stifle your blessings for coming on in. Please and very please don't let it. Think about a thing before you react. Get some information to validate some things before you react. You understand? Things may not come in the way in which we believe. Our blessings show up how they show up that are best for us. If we overthink it and if we judge it, we may not receive the blessings that we need. So don't let our mental activity and the fact that we know it all cut our nose off to spite our face, and our opportunities won't come. Those good feelings won't come, okay? On Saturday as well, the moon is in conjunction with Saturn. Because the moon is in Pisces on Saturday, it could be a little bit watery, a little bit emotional. But at the end of the day, when that moon is conjuncting Saturn, it's congratulating us on our discipline, on keeping those boundaries, even if they were a little pliable here and there, those boundaries that we need in order to connect with spirit and stay on the road to spirit. Stay on the road with understanding intuitively what we need in order to work hard to get to the top, to get to where we need to go. Saturday as well, that moon in Pisces says, yo, I'm hooking up with Jupiter. So you may have thought that your blessings wasn't coming, but Jupiter knows. With the moon being in Pisces, sextile in Jupiter in Taurus, it's saying we are emoting and through our intuition, seeing the blessings that are coming at us. So we open up our hearts to receive it more. Now we're celebrated in having the unique perspective. Now we're celebrating and being the best that we can be. And then lastly, on Sunday, here's the confetti, y'all. Because that moon in Pisces says, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you held tight and you stood in your convictions, because now that moon is sextile in Uranus. And now the moon is sextile in Venus. It says back on track with original ideas and bold changes. You see that value, you see the value in standing your ground, even though new developments may have threatened your road or your journey. Stay steadfast this week, y'all. It is about time that we receive anything and everything that we desire, but you can't let head trips take you out the game. You can't take the act of knowing it all take you out the game. Every now and again, you got to pause and readjust. You got to pray and stay connected with spirit and know that the disciplines and the boundaries that you put up were purposeful, not just emotional. I hope this makes sense, and I hope you have a glorious, glorious week. But before I go, let's pull a card and see what's happening for the week of February 5th. Ah, shucks, y'all. This week is about the thunderbolt. It's time to shake and bake all things off that do not deserve our attention and our time, whether you like it or not. This card shows a tower being burned, destroyed, and blown apart. A man and a woman are leaping from it, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. In the background is a transparent meditating figure representing the witnessing consciousness. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if the earth is rocking beneath your feet. Your sense of security is being challenged. Did we talk about this? Oh my God. Your sense of security is being challenged, and the natural tendency to try to hold on to whatever you can. But this inner earthquake is both necessary and tremendously important. If you allow it, you will emerge from the wreckage stronger and more available for new experiences. After the fire, the earth is replenished. After the storm, the air is clear. So try to watch the destruction with detachment. Aquarius, look at that. Almost as if it were happening to somebody else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. I can't tell you, I'm sweating because this message came in so true and so powerfully. I'm so glad that Spirit ended it with this. Be that thunderbolt, y'all. Shake it and let it happen. Whatever needs to go, let it die. Let it fade away. You are new. So be it. You already know it. So just walk it. All right? Have an awesome week. Be good to yourself so you can be good to other people. And I'll see you next week.